we want to show you about Vietnam. We want to show you the beauty of the ingredients. It must be right.
Hi, everybody. You're with Dani Valent, and you are listening to Dirty Linen. Really excited to have you with me today. I've just started sharing Dirty Linen on Substack as well. I'll put a little link to my new Substack in the show notes. So if you'd like to stay in touch with me there, that would be fun and jolly. Today, we are having a lovely chat with Sam Tran, who is coming to us all the way from Vietnam, but she is soon to visit her old hometown of Melbourne. Perspective in food is so important. When you're away from home, there are often powerful memories to bring you closer. And when you're in a new place, you bring a fresh eye to the foods you find. Sam has brought her unique perspectives to the food of both Hanoi in northern Vietnam and Melbourne, where she started as a chef. She's soon to return to Melbourne for events at Aru, bringing dishes from her restaurant, Michelin-starred Gia in Vietnam, filtered by Melbourne memories. Welcome, Sam.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sam, and I'm on the way from Hanoi, Vietnam. I'm so happy to be here with you today and sharing my thought about Vietnam, Australia, our cuisine, and I'm so excited to be back to Melbourne as well.
We're excited to welcome you back to Australia as well, Sam. I mean, tell us about your time in Melbourne. When was it? What were you doing here? And what happened along the journey?
So we will be in Melbourne in the end of August and the start of September. And the pop-up will be on the 1st and the 2nd of September. We will be there for a while, as normally every year at ZA we have I gonna call like a summer break. So every year we're gonna close the restaurant for 2 weeks. Normally I took my college, my staff, my chef at the restaurant to different part of Vietnam so we can explore together. We have time to get together in 2 weeks. We have been many places in Vietnam, but this year, I find out like, okay, it's time to bring them back to Melbourne to show them the place that I grow up, where I learn about the cooking and like show them another countries that I'm very have the love for.
Tell us about your time in Melbourne, growing up and becoming a chef.
To be honest, I study information technology in Vietnam. I didn't mean to be a chef at that time, but when I moved to Australia, I study hospitality first and start working at the cafe. Like a part-time job. That's like mostly like the easiest part-time job that we can get as a student. And then I start my career there, I'm gonna say. I start cooking in a cafe, and then like everything just go like very naturally, very destiny. I gotta say that. And I start cooking for a while, and then I moved to a restaurant. The chef teach me lots of things. And sometimes, like we had to cook the staff meal because I really missed my food in Hanoi. As like in Australia, people know more about the flavor of the food from the south of Vietnam. I'm from the north. So I start cooking something like the flavor from Hanoi, from my hometown, and everybody really enjoy it. So they encourage me like, okay, Sam, the flavor is amazing. And I start thinking, okay, one day I'm gonna do something about like the flavor, the culture of the hometown I'm growing. And yes, that just happened.
Sam, tell us about some of the dishes that you really missed from Hanoi, because as you say, it's such a specific cuisine. Like, what were some of the dishes when you were living in Melbourne that you were just, so hungry for?
I'm gonna say the first dish I really miss from Hanoi is bún riêu, mean like the crab soup noodle. People know a lot about phở, about bánh mì, but like in Hanoi, in Vietnam, we have more than that to offer. Uh, so we have the crab noodle, we have the grilled fish with galanga and dill, like all the flavor I grow up with. So like I miss all of them. And like when we can't find somewhere to sell it, to buy it, we have to make it by ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, when I look at the photos of your food now, it's so beautiful, very composed, very layered, like it looks quite fine dining. I mean, tell me about the way that you develop your menus and take traditional dishes and present them in a different way.
So actually at Zag we change the menu quite regularly, like every 4 months. Um, and when we change the menu, we not change everything. Each of menu is a part of our R&D time. It's a part of our memory. Our is we got the inspiration from the way of cooking of our grandma, like everyone around us as well. So for the one menu, when we make the decision that like that gonna follow up a topic, like when we focus on one thing and then we're gonna work around it. um and when we like when I make a decision like okay, on this menu example, we're gonna focus on the cuisine of Hanoi, so my team gonna do the R&D. Okay, so what is the cuisine of Hanoi, what the flavor, what the ingredient, what's the way of cooking of people in Hanoi, they cook at that time of the year. It's not only about the ingredients, it's about the behavior of people eating. Like example, in the hot day in summer, they're gonna prefer to eat something very light, very fresh. They don't want to eat hot soup in summer, right? So we have to learn all of that as well, and how the ingredients gonna impact on their health, their body at that time of the year. So we have to do R&D around that one. And that then we come to when we make a decision with ingredients, we're gonna come to like okay, the flavors, how we cook, how we make, and then we do the R&D together. We cook together. We have a menu together.
And so, for example, some of those dishes you mentioned, like the stir fried fish with herbs or the crab soup, are there any of these types of dishes that you render for your restaurant?
Yeah, we used to have that in the menu as well, but in another way. It's not like you bring a dish and reconstruct it. It doesn't happen like that. It's like you get the spirit, you get the flavor, you get the feeling when you eat that, and then you turn that into a dish, another one. Oh, example, we have a lot of people from like Vietnamese people who live abroad for a very long time. We had a lot of customers like that, and some of them when they visit our restaurant and they eat the dish, like they cry, and that's make us like cry as well. Like it's cry in reality. They cry and they tell us like that's the flavor of their grandma used to cook for him when he was a kid. And when they have the dinner at Za, that remind them of the childhood, and that make them miss their grandma. And then that's like very touchable for us. And I think that's one of the most successful thing that we have been doing.
Sam, you're making me cry as well. That's so beautiful. I mean, I'd love you to, I don't know if it's possible to explain, but when you talk about the spirit of a dish, the soul of a dish, like finding some sort of hook or connection to those memories beyond just using the same ingredients or a similar cooking technique. I mean, is it possible for you to explain how you get to that? Like, how do you locate the soul of a dish?
Um, Okay. So example, when I was as a student, uh, uh, like about okay, so like about 2 years ago, at the time of the year around like September, like the autumn time in Hanoi. So like when you go outside and you feel like on the wind, the cool wind around you, everybody happy around you, and then you go to a corner and you smell something. So the smell is one of the most thing like gonna stuck in your head the most. Like you might forget something, but when you smell something, you then you can remember the whole picture. So at the autumn day, I went through a corner of the street, and then I smell the smell of the eel. Like they used to have they have grilled eel with noodle at that corner. So I smell that, and like I just like I got a goosebump, and then like okay, this feeling like when the temperature like this, when the people around you like this, and then that's on appear as a part of of your memory, and then I realized okay, I have to do something with this in the menu, and we come up okay, so how we can catch that feeling with the ingredients. Okay, so the eel is actually is a good ingredients at the that time of the year as well, because the eel gonna bring you the protein, that's all the mineral that's good for your health to prepare your health before winter. So we eat the eel at that time too, and we turn that into the dish. It's not like exactly grilled dish, but they have the smoky flavor, they have the texture, the feeling of that time. Yes.
That's amazing. I've got goosebumps as well. And I just love this idea that your dish development starts with walking around a corner. Like just to be, it's not just focused in on the food, it's this whole sort of experience of a person experiencing a climate, a city, a season, as well as, ingredients that are cooked and put before them in a plate. Is that sort of broader experience important to you when you think about delivering an experience for your guests?
Yes, I think my experience like outside Vietnam is bring me uh in different way. It's about the mindset of thinking. Like Melbourne or Australia is a multicultural country. So I can learn from all other people I met, like the experience, how the way they treat the ingredients, or sometimes like the ingredient that I never know, but bring to me the flavor. Example. So the time when I was in in Melbourne, actually teach me about the mindset of working too. Like we talk about the food, we talk about the soul before, but now it's come to technical reality, uh, to like the way of working in the kitchen. So yes,
So, what other things did you learn in Australia that you think you're using now at Gia in Hanoi?
I think uh, the most important thing, like I learned from my first head chef. I think the first teacher in our life always have really the big impact in on the way we are working, we are growing after that. So my first head chef he's not someone like very famous. He's a chef at the cafe, the first cafe I worked for. He got me in even like I didn't have any experience at all in the kitchen. But where after the trial he told me like, oh, like he saw the way me walking, and he said, oh, I'm gonna get you in. And then he very strict in the kitchen. And he encouraged me to try everything. He's an Aussie, but he tried all the Asia food. He didn't scare anything. And then he said like, as a chef, you have to know all the flavor. You're not allowed to picky. Okay, I like that. I don't like that. You have to try everything. And then when you make the food, it must be it must have the characteristic of the food. It's not something. It must be like something you want to present, something you mean to do. And he when he worked in the kitchen, it's really like like some uh how can I say, really strict in the kitchen. 1, 2, 3. It's not like you lazy or something. So that's affect me a lot on the way of my working now.
Tell me about the decision to move away from IT into food, because that is a big change.
As I said before, like when I can't find something to buy, I have to cook by myself. And actually, when I was in Australia, uh, at first I really love eating. I enjoy eating. So uh, when I start working at the cafe, and I realized, oh, cooking is great. And when I was a kid, my dream when I was a kid, like become a witch. Not like bad witch, but like a witch. You can make something, some miracle things that people happy. I think the witch is more useful than a princess. I think so. So at that time when I was a kid, so I think like being a chef, cooking something, making some miracle, somehow is like my dream come true. It's just not like a witch.
I love that, Sam. I think, yeah, a magical cooking witch is a marvelous creature. How fantastic. Do you think it's easier to be a good witch with food than with computers?
Mm, well, I think like the time I study about information technology is actually helped me a lot with numbers, with organized people, with planning, with doing business. Because it's in the end is still a business. So I have to balance between what I want, what people want, and how to grow it up. It's still come to business. So all the knowledge, all the mindset of uh, information technology student help me to buy up a system. I think it's really good too.
Yeah, that's so true. I think there's never any wasted learning. I think whatever skills you have or qualifications or experience, they'll always come in handy somehow. So, Sam, I'm sure you could have stayed in Australia and opened a restaurant, but you chose to go home to Hanoi and create Gia. Tell us why that was.
To be honest, I didn't plan to go back to Vietnam to open the restaurant, but you know, life always has something that we can guess, or we can make decision. By some reason, I had to go back to Vietnam, and I planned to go back to Australia as well. Then the COVID came, and it's like, okay, you can't do anything. You couldn't do anything. You had to find a way to get out of all the pandemic things like COVID. You have to survive by yourself, and then everything just come as a destiny. Like I had to do that. It's not something I can choose or make decision. That's something that life gave to me about opening a restaurant in Vietnam, but not Australia. Well, but years after years, I still gain, like thanks to Aru. So actually, this time is my second time back to Melbourne to cook at Aru. Last time, like 2 years ago, with the Melbourne Food and Wine Festival. But this time, like that's last time is a collaboration. But this time gonna be a pop up, as we're gonna do like the whole menu by our restaurant, because I can bring like the whole team here as well. Uh, and I think it's a good chance to present our food at Aru. We bring the soul, we bring the spirit from Vietnam, but with Australia ingredient.
What are some of the Australian ingredients that you love to use?
A lot, like Australia have a lot of native ingredients that bring like very interesting flavor that we never think of. And uh actually, I am the lamb ambassador of Australia as well, like using the lamb Australia, showing in Vietnam how great it is. Because Vietnamese people, they at first they're not very familiar with lamb, but I think now it's getting more and more popular. Anyway, Australia, there's a lot of incredible ingredients. We have the salmon from Tasmania. We have the on the beef, the lamb. Sorry, and about all the herb, like the native ingredients. We have pepperberry. We have strawberry gum. We have like a lot in terms of different group on the ingredients. On the fruit is amazing as well. So I'm very excited to show my team about that. Like on our planning, on the first day, I'm gonna take all of them to the market to show them like, okay, what we have here in Melbourne.
And Sam, what about Vegemite?
Oh, I love Vegemite. So in our menu, we're gonna do Vegemite dessert, Vegemite ice cream. So yeah, so look, I'm so excited to show everyone about that.
And what do you want your team to get from the experience?
So I think at that we do a lot of collaboration. So different time when I come to different countries, I take different people to go with me. I think that's the chance not from only for me, but for themselves as well to learn to see more about the world. Because every time they come to another kitchen, another country, they have to work with other people. They have to improve themselves about not only like language, like the way they're talking, um, but about how to work with the people you meet at the first time. About uh, learning different behavior customer. So we learn a lot after going to another countries like that. So this time we go to Melbourne. I expect my people to learn more as well.
What do you think are the main differences between diners in Australia and diners in Vietnam?
Actually, at Zao we have a lot of customer from outside Vietnam as well. Um, because like the behavior booking. So example, when you decide to go somewhere to have holiday, definitely you're gonna book ahead, right? But the people in Vietnam, especially in Hanoi, they haven't got that behavior yet. So it's like, okay, I feel like I wanna go to a restaurant, I just like call or come directly. But as that we get fully booked very quick. So we had a lot of customer from outside Vietnam, from tourists, from foreigner. Uh, about 20% of customer from Hanoi, as we still want to keep the space for them if they last minute. So we still keep few table for them. Uh, yeah. So with the customer from Australia, they really open minded because they living in a multicultural country. They're excited to discover. They're excited to see more and enjoy the experience a lot. Uh, But with Vietnamese people, we have another duty. Like as a Vietnamese, and we said we cooking Vietnamese cuisine. We have to make it right. We have to we can't make something not Vietnamese, but we say that Vietnamese. We have to make Vietnamese people feel like, oh yes, that's exactly the Vietnamese food, but in different form. And actually, at Gia, we have a lot of customers like in the old generation, like family, and they really enjoy it. And I'm so happy about that as well. Because that's they are very, like it's very hard to pursue the old people.
Yeah, is it scary for you to present these dishes to people who might have very strong views on what a dish should be like? Like, how do you feel when you're presenting a dish to someone that might not? You think that maybe they're not going to like it, or they're going to think you've done it wrong.
Well, I think that's a big challenge, not only for me, but for all the chefs who want to show the people their food. At first, when we first opened Zara, we got a lot of like questions around as well about what we are doing, and I learned a lot from that period. Food is not something like I give you this one, you have to eat that because that's what I want to show you. Food is the bridge up to people. Like when you love someone, it must be come from two people. It's not like one side. So I have to know what they want, what they expect, and from myself, what can I give? And then we meet in the middle. You step one step, I'm gonna step another step, and then when you open your heart, I can show you more about our cuisine. So after years and years, we learn about that. So we had to learn about what people want to see and people expect as well.
I really love that, Sam. It's so powerful, this idea of food as a bridge, but also this notion that you're expanding someone's ideas about what a Vietnamese dish might be, but you're sort of trusting that they will be open-minded enough to let it in, to maybe have their ideas expanded a little bit. And then if they are open-minded, you can go even further and just, continue that journey. Is that what it's like?
Yes, it's like that.
That's really special. I'd love you to talk about the style of restaurant that you've created in Hanoi, because it makes a big statement. It's a restaurant that's won a lot of awards. It's very beautiful. I haven't been. I would love to come. But just looking at the photos, like the food looks extremely beautiful and thoughtful. The dining room looks lovely. Like, what was your ambition or the thinking behind creating a restaurant like this in your hometown?
At first in our plan, we didn't meant to be like we didn't meant to do a fine dining restaurant. At first, when I talked with my business partner, we want to do something like a brunch restaurant because I was from Australia, and then after talking, we like okay, we both have the love for the Vietnamese cuisine. And we really want to show people on around the world about like the beauty of Vietnam cuisine. It's not only street food. It's not only like some comfort food, but we can show them another experience as well. So we decided like okay, we're gonna do it. When we start making that, we didn't expect like okay, one day we're gonna get a Michelin, one day we're gonna get this price, that price. We just follow up on what we are just and we are believing in ourselves. Like we do something as our like dream want to do. And then everything, I think all the award come as like a uh, uh, a reward on the way we are doing.
What does it feel like to get these awards? Like, what does it feel like to get a Michelin star, this award that's recognized internationally?
So the feeling is changed like every year, like we grow up every year. At first, when the first time when we got a Michelin, we of course we were so happy. We are so proud of what we got. But then after a while, we think more about the responsibility about what we are doing. Because when we got a Michelin, more and more people know about us. And when they come, so we're gonna have to side. Firstly, with customer. They come because like we're doing something about Vietnamese cuisine. So we have to do it right. That's ethic. You can't come to my restaurant and then you have like different ingredients, different flavor. You can have like too much imported ingredients. Because we want to show you about Vietnam. We want to show you the beauty of the ingredients. So we have to think about the way we cooking, the way we do the menu as well. It must be right with the cuisine. Be honest with the cuisine. And we like the ambassador of the cuisine too. So we have to we have to learn a lot. We have to study a lot. Actually at Gia we close on we open service only for 5 days. On Sunday we do only R&D and study together, like the whole day. We don't open service on Sunday. And it takes us a lot to read and to R&D to have a menu. The second one, with the F&B and with the chef thing, because when we got the Michelin, a lot of young chef gonna look at us as well. And we have to create a professional environment of cooking, the way of cooking, the different way of cooking. That people, all the young chef, when they look at, they're gonna learn, and they're gonna grow up in the right way too. So that's a really big responsibility too. And up to now, I think like we feel like we have another mission because we do a lot of collaboration. So our mission is bringing Vietnamese cuisine outside of Vietnam more and more to everyone.
Wow, Sam, so amazing. I love everything that you're doing. So you're coming to Melbourne soon. So the dinners seem pretty sold out. But what I love is that you're also doing a bar menu where anyone can walk in and try some of the dishes. Tell me what's something people should look out for on the bar menu?
Well, with the bar menu is something very fun, something very quick that you can jump in if the dinner sold out. We have couple of ingredients with the flavor from Vietnam as well. Something we can bring out, you know. And the good thing about the bar menu that you can like simply jump in the restaurant and order it. It's I don't think you have to book. So if you can't book for the dinner, see you at the bar section.
Definitely. Sam, thanks so much for sharing with us today. I wish you every success. Look forward to coming back to Hanoi and trying Gia. It just sounds really, really special. I would love you to build a bridge to me and I'll build it right back.
Thank you so much.
This is Dirty Linen. I'm Dani Valent. We bring you untold stories from the food world. Real, raw, unafraid, hopeful. We're driven by a belief that food provides endless opportunities for learning, connecting, and creating the world we want to live in. Delicious, open-hearted, meaningful. If you know a story that needs telling, get in touch. Write to dirtylinen@deepintheweeds.com.au. Thank you for listening.
This is a Deep in the Weeds production.